Round 9 in the Aviva Premiership would be the final round before a 2-week break for the Heineken Cup. With the table now taking shape, there was plenty at stake in all 6 matches. The weekend began with Leicester's trip to Gloucester. The hosts started the brighter, with Freddie Burns locking onto a loose ball from his opposite number Toby Flood, before charging through to the try line. Flood notched up 1,000 points in the Premiership in round 8 and was in scoring mood again, keeping the Tigers in touch with Gloucester, and he played a starring role in the first Leicester try, with a sumptuous offload that set up Dan Bowden for the score. Gloucester hit back with Henry Trinder working the ball out to the back to Johnny May, who made no mistake in sprinting home for the score. But Leicester's accuracy from the kicking tee would eventually prove the difference. The ever-reliable Flood adding to his tally with 3 second-half penalties that saw the Tigers home to victory. Topsy Ojo made his 200th club appearance for London Irish against London Wasps, just days after signing a 3-year contract extension at the Majeski. Both sides had traded penalties in the early stages before Exiles fullback James O'Connor deliberately knocked on after Andy Goode chipped through. Referee Dean Richards had no choice but to award Wasps the penalty try and send O'Connor to the sin bin. Shane Geraghty took over the kicking duties, slotting this penalty before the break to keep Irish within 4 points. Scores remained close throughout the second half, but a drop goal from Goode made it a 7-point game with just minutes to go. The Exiles battled on in search of a final score, but Wasps' defence held firm, and the visitors were able to close out the match with debutant Will Hellu running the ball into touch. Allianz Park has been a fortress for Saracens this season, but they were dealt an early blow when Danny Cipriani dotted down for the first try of the match. The fly half has been instrumental for the Sharks this season and added 3 more points with a drop goal on the half-time whistle. Sale had clearly rattled the league leaders, but were pegged back by Sarries after the restart with a score by Jack Wilson. The game was in the balance late on, but George Cruis broke the Sharks' resistance, funneling over in the corner. But Sale was determined not to leave empty-handed, and Nick McLeod made sure of the bonus point with the final kick of the game. A valiant effort from the Sharks, but Sarries able to consolidate their commanding league position. Worcester welcomed the Saints to 6 ways, hopeful of halting their streak of defeats in the league. They were put behind early on through the boot of Stephen Myler, but as Myler attempted to clear Northampton's lines, his kick was charged down, allowing Ignacio Mieres to dot down under the posts. The Warriors took a slim lead into the break and were matching their opponents up to the hour mark. Then the wheels began to fall off the Worcester charge. Samu Manoa inching over the try line for the Saints. Tom Collins extended the visitors' lead soon after with a well-taken effort, grounding the ball just before reaching the touchline. And just 2 minutes after, England international Tom Wood compounded the Warriors' misery. The Saints finished the match with a 23-point winning margin, though the result was not as conclusive as the scoreline suggests.
It was going to be tough coming here. Worcester are desperate at the moment, considering their league position and fighting for their lives, and they showed that, and it took us a while to break them down. But at the end of the day, it's a good away win for us.
George Ford has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Bath career, and his kicks proved the difference against Exeter. This effort was the first of 6 successful penalty goals for Ford. But the hosts would not have things all their own way, as Damien Welsh rounded off a barnstorming move to register the Chiefs' first try. Whilst Ford's kicks were keeping the score in Bath's favour, Chiefs skipper Dean Munn hauled his side in front after 55 minutes with an excellent kick and chase. Gareth Steenson missing a penalty to take the lead for the visitors, and then Ford claiming his 6th penalty. The hosts wrapped up the win and the points, much to the delight of the Rec crowd. Dean Richards faced Quins for the first time since returning to rugby and had the task of masterminding the Falcons to an upset victory. Things got off to a bad start for the hosts, Tom Williams breaking through after some trademark fluid passing from Quins. Newcastle have struggled for tries this season and again were reliant on Godman to kick their points. There were no such worries for the visitors, who added 3 more scores in the second half. Their third coming as Danny Kerr wriggled over. And Sam Smith wrapped up the bonus point, breaking from inside his own half to bag his second try of the game. The win keeps Quins above rivals Leicester in the top 4, keeps the Falcons in the lower reaches of the table. So going into the European break, it's Saracens who maintain their 2-point cushion at the top of the Premiership pile, with Northampton making second spot their own. Bath stay third, but cannot afford to be complacent, with both Harlequins and Tigers in hot pursuit. Wasps' away win takes them up to 7th spot in what is an increasingly congested mid-pack, while losses for Gloucester, Falcons and Irish keep them down the wrong end of the table. And Worcester continue propping up the table, still in search of their first win.